I'd like to present to you the Legend of Laozi. I'd like to preface, while researching Laozi, I found there is much controversy and conflicting information in the story, which made this project more difficult than expected. Outside of the English translation of names and ideas, such as Laozi versus Laozi or Taoism versus Taoism, other questions arise, such as whether or not he even existed, whether or not he taught Confucius, and theories that he may have been a bunch of people, not just one man. The main story that's often told is that Laozi was a sage that traveled through the Hanggu Pass on a water buffalo in China, leaving behind moral corruption amongst the Zhao court. The official in charge at the border asked the sage to write down his teachings. According to the legend, this is when he wrote the Tao Te Ching. He continued on his travels, never to be seen again. I decided to choose this legend because I've often found myself comforted in times of uncertainty by the Tao Te Ching. There are many times in my life when I was struggling that I found a quote that resets my mindset. This project gives me the opportunity to honor the legend behind the Tao Te Ching. I decided to add some quotes throughout this presentation to show what Laozi is all about. If you want to awaken all of humanity, then awaken all of yourself. If you want to eliminate the suffering in the world, then eliminate all that is negative in yourself. Truly, the greatest gift you have to give is that of your own self-transformation. Laozi's story is very simple as we know it. After researching, surprisingly, I have not been able to find any video games or Hollywood movies made about him. However, there are a plethora of books throughout the ages contextualizing him. You can also find many YouTube videos and even some documentaries about Laozi. On the other hand, Taoist philosophy is embedded in many movies, video games, written material throughout our culture today. Star Wars and Dragon Ball Z are two great examples of where we see that. A being must carry a shadow to embrace the light and blend these vital breaths to make harmony. When I think of technological advances in storytelling, I think of video games and Hollywood movies. There seems to be in every movie or game that features the idea of Taoism an old wise master that holds all the wisdom. Laozi, the literal translation, means old master. In Star Wars, it's Yoda. In Dragon Ball Z, it's Master Roshi. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's Master Splinter. The master does nothing, yet he leaves nothing undone. The ordinary man is always doing things, yet many things are left to be done. Something that must be kept in mind is that Laozi's story, his writings, have been translated, reinterpreted, and reimagined many times over and over. Just by that nature, you have to wonder how much of the story has been lost to time and translation. It seems to be clear, however, that the work is very poetic and philosophical, and I believe most of it is up for interpretation. In my opinion, advancements of technology has only attributed to the expansion of the ideas of Laozi. The Tao Te Ching itself, for centuries, has already had much ambiguity and sometimes controversy. That continues to remain today. But most Westerners would have never heard of Taoism or Laozi if it wasn't due to modern technology. In this slide, I included some examples of that. On your left, you have the Tao Te Ching that you can download directly from the iPhone store. And then on your right, some YouTube videos that are easily accessible to learn about Taoism and Laozi. Colors blind the eye, sounds deafen the ear, flavors numb the taste, thoughts weaken the mind, desires wither with the heart. The master observes the world, but trusts in his inner vision. He allows things to come and go. In this last slide, I included some adaptations of the Tao Te Ching. On your left, you have the Tao of Pooh, and it could be argued that Winnie the Pooh is a very Taoist figure. Rabbit's clever said Pooh thoughtfully. Yes, said Piglet. Rabbit's clever. And he has a brain. Yes, said Piglet. Rabbit has a brain. There's a long silence. I suppose, said Pooh. That is why he never understands anything. Benjamin Hoff, The Tao of Pooh. Another adaptation is The Tao of the Dude, which is based off the dude from The Big Lebowski, who is also arguably another Taoist-type figure. The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Stephen Wright. The Tao of the Dude. That concludes this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.